Hey there. This is going to be a tutorial on how to properly clean your Alcantara steering wheel. Um, so this is going to be for how to maintain it, and if it's already dirty and pretty soiled like this is right here, how to clean it. Now, all I'm going to be using is a microfiber cloth and this product called Sonax. I've seen other ways to clean the steering wheel, but in my personal experience, this is what works for me. Now, I've already cleaned the right half of it a little bit ago and left this side so that I could show you. And I've been driving it for a little bit, so this is getting a little bit dirty again, but I'm not sure if it'll show up that well on the camera. I'll zoom in a little bit. But this side is very clearly not as like leathery as this side. Like you can see and feel all the fibers on here, and it's way better to the touch. And right here you can actually see pretty clearly how big the difference is. Now, I've seen some people use brushes for this, and for my particular car I found that using a brush will actually agitate it a little bit too much and will start to have the fibers like come out a little bit. It sort of happened a little bit on the shifter here, but luckily the steering wheel is still looking nice. Now, all you're gonna do is take this product and spray it onto your microfiber cloth and soak it onto the wheel. Now, you don't want to go too hard right off the bat. You want to let it soak in for a little bit and let the product work by itself before you actually want to rub it in and try to get all the dirt out. So I'm just trying to get a decent bit on here, get it a little bit moist, not soaking wet, but enough that you can tell that it's on here. Just do a little bit more. Do a lot in the parts where I grab the steering wheel mostly. Okay, so now I'm just gonna let it soak for a little bit. Just let it go in there, lift up all the dirt and everything, and I'll come back in a few minutes and start removing the dirt after that. Okay, so now I've let it sit here for about 5-6 minutes, and I'm gonna take another microfiber cloth, and this one is damp, not like dripping wet, but it's definitely wet. And I'm going to try to rub the dirt out. Now, I'm not squeezing super hard because I don't want to mess it up, but at the same time, I'm not doing it very lightly. Now I'm just going to keep going until I can start to see it get better and when dirt doesn't show up on my cloth. Might be hard to see on this gray cloth, but there's definitely a bunch of dirt coming off of this. Like, there's a line right here. Okay, so I've been doing this for a few minutes now, and while it's still a little bit matted down because it's wet, the difference is obvious. Before, it looked almost like leather, and now, even when it's a little bit wet, I can actually start to see the fibers on here. And you don't want to go for a super long time and go really hard while this thing is wet. So I'm probably gonna let it sit for a little bit and then apply some more Sonax to it and do the process a couple more times until I don't see any dirt coming off of it. And then I'll show you the result. So I went back and applied more Sonax and cleaned the whole wheel again. After that, I wasn't really getting too much dirt off of it, so I decided to just let it dry overnight. And now it's the next day, and as you can see, it looks way better. Before, it was leathery and shiny almost, Now you can actually see the texture of the material, and it feels way better to the touch. I did the whole wheel just for good measure because I've been driving the side that I cleaned for a little bit, and I just wanted to look even. So there's a pretty simple way to clean your Alcantara steering wheel. It's a little bit more work than a leather steering wheel, but it feels great until you get it dirty again with your sweat and whatnot. But every few thousand miles you clean it, you should be okay. And I think it's worth it. It feels really good. Thanks for watching.